Good evening, film fans. Once again, it is Tales from the Film Set. I am the de facto host, Ryan O'Regan, aka The Real or Deal. With me, as always, is Mr. Davion Boosie. Day, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastically well, people. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm good now because now, as you can see at the bottom, we have a scroll detailing where you can find Tales from the Film Set on Spanglish Network, Zingo TV, and all the different places where you can do it. So this way, I don't have to do the elongated super speech that Scott normally does at the beginning of the
Mhm.
show. So
Exactly.
I am
Watch it on
delirious with
Zingle
that.
TV at 250 on ZingleTV.com on Roku.
Yes,
And it's
and you
on
can do all
fire.
the
And
things down there that it says, and go ahead and follow us. Watch us wherever you like. Now, Day, obviously Scott is not here today, so it's going to be you
yeah,
and me shooting the SH stuff. So, first thing we want to talk about is mainly the big reason that you weren't a part of our Hellraiser fundraiser this past weekend, and that's because you had other work going on, did you not?
right. Correct.
So,
I
where was
had
that?
all right. So the other event that I was at while they were doing the Hellraiser Fun event, I was basically doing a masquerade Halloween party up in Newark, which is at the Haynes building.
Okay.
Um, and I dressed up as the Red Hood. I got the mask.
You would definitely
Yes.
gain your mileage out of that costume this year, I swear to God.
I finally told people I'm putting him to rest. And there was some crazy stuff that happened on Saturday into Sunday, but I will not give details out of Ryan's respect.
Only because,
I know we got more stuff to talk about.
well, I mean,
So,
it's not exactly within the wheelhouse of what we do here on the show.
yeah,
If you want to go ahead and post a separate video about
we
that yourself, you can go
I
ahead. You can probably find that on the YouTube channel.
yes. But Sunday I went to DerbyCon.
Is it DerbyCon or DerpyCon?
DerbyCon?
Derpy, as in
Derby.
derpy.
DerbyCon. That's what I
No,
said. Derby.
why would it be DerbyCon? Like that sounds like something for like horses.
Oh my god. But anyway, I
I'm
went to
just
the
saying
con.
that's the only time I've ever heard
It,
of derby. It's either that or like a derby is a hat. So I
oh my
mean,
god. Oh my god.
well, okay,
Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen.
gonna check this now. But no, before we go any further, I
See,
am making
look,
sure that
audience,
I am
this
in
is
the
what I
right.
gotta deal with every single day of the show. Every time we have a show. He likes to see it's like husband and wife.
Derpy with a P.
That's what oh my god. Derpy. P. Derpy.
Yes, P,
Derpy.
P, like Pixar.
Derpy.
Pixar.
Okay. Derpy. Okay. Get to the let's get to the point. All right, so
Okay, so what exactly is DerpyCon for
it's like
those
a
people who don't know?
it's like a miniature Comic Con slash anime NY. Think of New York Comic Con anime NYC put together, and it's like a small convention of it. You get to see your favorite voice actors. You get to see people locally that runs things, and they're on that does cons. You get to meet vendors and Star Wars
Ooh.
lightsabers,
Yeah, I
Funko
imagine
Pop.
that's pretty much at every con
No,
nowadays. Like,
not done. They had a karaoke, which all cons are starting to do now. Karaoke during the day and night. Then they have a film festival that deals with everything that was anime and also comic bookish.
okay, okay, so it was a little bit more multifaceted in that
Right.
sense. That sounds pretty good, and it was only in Jersey, so I mean, once
Yes.
again, we have to show respect to our home state. The question about the karaoke. You said the karaoke was going on day and night, right?
Mhm.
Was it happening in the overall convention center area, or was there like a whole separate room for that?
It's a separate room for that,
Okay, good, good.
which is
All right.
fair because You know, you don't want no distractions. You don't want to
I don't want
interrupt.
no drunk people trying to sing Free
No,
Bird
it
while I'm
wasn't no
shopping.
drunk. No, no, it wasn't no drunk people.
You know.
Yes, Ryan, there was no drunk people.
Let's
There
be
were,
clear. Just because they don't serve alcohol at the place does not mean some people did not pregame.
dude. There was no alcohol.
Especially if there's
Nobody
karaoke.
free.
Karaoke and alcohol
No,
just
no, dude. They were
it
all
meshes.
minors that part.
Do I have to do the
They were
scissoring
all.
thing again? Do I have to do the scissoring?
You do it one more time. I promise you. Thank you. Stop. Stop. No. They were minors. There was no alcohol, bro. So anyway,
Oh
I
yeah,
did
because you've
my
never snuck a
song.
bottle when you were 20.
Technically,
Just saying.
no.
Just saying.
No, no, I'm dead
Uh,
serious. I never did.
all right, fair, fair, fair. I believe you.
Okay.
But now, do you
So
have any footage from DerpyCon?
it should be I gave it all to Scott.
Okay, so anyone that wants to know what DerpyCon looked like and still has that Comic Con itch, and you've already seen all those videos, go ahead, check out the YouTube channel. We should have stuff up on there.
Right. So pretty much it was a blast. Your boy did do some singing.
Please tell me there's video of that.
No, it's not.
Oh, of course. Mind you, somewhere out there, because of the haunt I was working at, we had after parties over at Paradise Island in Staten Island. There is a video somewhere, someone has it, of me after a couple of drinks doing Can't Get Enough of Your Love by Barry White. It's out there somewhere. I will find it. I will destroy it. But I know it's out there.
Oh god. So I shouldn't feel bad what song I sung.
Why? What did you sing?
Thundercat, them changes.
I mean, that certainly fits well enough for the environment, sure. My throat
Nobody
was
knew.
just dead, so I needed something that was like heavily low bass.
Nah.
You don't
Come
get
on.
lower than Barry White.
Ah. No, you can't get higher than that YouTube singer wannabe.
Oh, Chocolate Rain, Tay
No.
Day.
Well, no, that's hot. That's Barry White low.
Yeah,
But there was
which I
another.
was doing. When I have to sing, I do get down to that level.
Oh
And it's
Lord, Jesus
velvety smooth,
Christ.
baby.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
Hey, people don't
Anyway,
expect it out of a white guy like me. All right, I gotta be able to pontificate when I can. But anyway, all cons out of the way. We are officially in November. Hellraiser fundraiser has come and gone. And we do want to say thank you to everyone
yes,
that did show up, that did participate, that did make the men um, eat disgusting things and tattoo themselves, which did look funny.
right.
I wish I could say we met our goal. We were just a little bit shy of it, but still, for our first fundraiser, I say we did incredibly well. We may do another one in the future, so definitely go ahead, check out the Hellraiser
We are
fundraiser.
doing one in the future.
Okay, we are doing one in the future. In the meantime, check out the Hellraiser fundraiser, which is shown in its entirety on our YouTube channel. And again, the movies you want to find: Hellraiser, the original, Evil Dead, the new one, and Sinister, which I forget whether or not there was ever a Sinister before this one. Probably not, but it probably is. But it probably is like an old black and white movie. Regardless, you know which
Oh,
Sinister I'm talking about.
no, that was our original film.
Yeah, but did it still have to deal with like ghost haunting, like a house and movie reels and kids killing their parents? Somehow I doubt it.
I
It was
have
probably some gangster movie for all I know in the black and white era.
oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, forgive him. He
Look, if
doesn't
you
know.
find the other Sinister, tell me what the plot is. All right, I really want to know that.
Okay, I will. Not now, but we got to go to the next topic.
Yes, well, our main topic for tonight. The news cycle in itself has been relatively slow in regards to big things in cinema and television. But if nothing else, one thing that has always remained a constant is castings. You know, we
Yeah.
as actors, we have to deal with castings all the time, certain parameters that we either fit or don't fit, and even when we don't fit them, we still apply ourselves anyways. We've talked about crazy ones that we've received in the past, sure, but what we haven't necessarily talked about are castings that we've read about for some of our more favorite franchises, and whether or not we feel it will do a service or if it could be a detriment. So that's pretty much going to be our show today. It's going to be a little bit more fun than usual, but we're going to take recent casting notices and talk about yay or nay, should they go forward. And you're probably seeing the main thumbnail for this video that's pretty much started this all off, and
Right.
that is going to be Wonderman, who has now been cast by the MCU as Yahya Abdul Mateen the second.
Right.
Yeah, it's second. All right. Let me go ahead and just screen share that, just so we can have like a side by side comparison and really see if that's going to work for this. There he is. All right, so that's Wonderman, Simon Williams version over on the left, and that's Yahya Abdul Mateen the second on the right.
Yeah.
So, do we like this?
I say go for it. We got to take a gamble. It may be an interesting gamble.
I want to say yes. I mean, Yahya has
Mm.
already been like dipping his toe in comic book, characters. He has played Black Manta on the screen for Aquaman,
Mhm.
and lesser known but probably forgotten, he did play Doctor Manhattan in the Watchmen television series. So
Mm.
seeing him all like big blued and everything, it was different. Especially considering that in itself was a bit of a race swap from what they originally had in the comic, and this is essentially along that same line.
Right.
If we're going with the Simon Miller version of this character, I think it could be fun. Because here's the thing that a lot of people may not know about Simon Williams. He's a bit of a dick. He is.
That
He is.
explains this explains Ryan.
No, hey, how does this explain me? Tell me.
In credits.
No, 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 no. We'll go back to that. How does this explain me?
You can be at times. You can be.
No.
Mm. Alright.
No, no, no. See, here's the thing that people probably don't know much about Wonder Man. He's a little bit more of a B, maybe even a C list
Yeah.
Marvel hero. He was a member of the Avengers. He was first a villain of the Avengers.
Yeah.
Um, kind of had his crossings with Tony Stark. Obviously, they're not going to do that in the MCU. His brain waves were used to create Vision. Obviously, they're not going to use that in the MCU. And he had a relationship with Scarlet Witch, which I don't think they're going to use that in the MCU either. So, taking those
Blasphemy.
elements out of the picture, what you
Blasphemy.
have left is probably what a lot of people have usually seen when it's come to caricatures of Simon Williams' Wonder Man, in that he is an actor, an overly cocky and overly confident actor, both
Wow.
as a stuntman and a person on screen. So a lot of versions of him have shown him to be something of like that, you know, poncy woman's man's playboy sort of acting type in Hollywood.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah.
considering we just got off the heels of She-Hulk, which is also in California,
You're
and
right.
considering Wonder Man was a character who helped create the West Coast Avengers along with Scarlet Witch and War Machine, whose Armor Wars is going to now become its own movie,
Okay.
I could easily see this going in that direction where maybe he's a little bit more of a comical character rather than any kind of like serious,
Serious
urgent
or
character like
yeah.
he's played in the past.
Now my
Yeah,
question I got a question.
go ahead.
So in the comic book, he's more of a goofball, but a you know what?
Oh, sorry. All right, Tyler. Tyler, Uh, okay, just side note for him here, folks. Uh, I didn't go see Terrifier 2 because I couldn't get anyone to go see it with me, so I did not see the movie. I am sorry, Tyler.
Ryan,
But I have my priorities. There were just sometimes I want to go
no,
see a movie with people. I
no,
don't want to go see it by myself. I
no,
put out the posting. You did not comment. You did
because
not
I
say
didn't
anything
see the
about, hey, I'll
posting.
join you. I showed the time. I showed the location. Nobody
I
hit me
did
back.
not see the posting.
Well, that's not my fault.
It's not my
And
fault
from what I
either.
remember, I think you did see the posting because I sent it like I was scrolling through and maybe you just breezed past it. But you know what? Not
You know
getting into
what?
this, Jack.
Okay.
Not
Remember, you're
not
the
doing it.
wife and
Not
I'm the
doing it.
man.
All right. But thank you for posting all those of Tyler, even though it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But Tyler, I love you regardless. Um, when I do see the movie, I will let you know.
We're
But
gonna plan a date.
provided it's still in theaters by then.
Yes.
Now, back on topic.
Yes.
What was your question in regards to the Wonderman casting?
Okay, so pretty much what I was saying is this guy is pretty much, the comic relief of the Avengers.
He can be at times. The thing is, when you look into the character's history, half of the time they show him, he's usually comatose and like some sort of like tube staying alive because his like own powers like knocked him out and he was just a being of pure ionic energy. So I don't think they're necessarily going to go ahead and go the Boba Fett route where they're going to have him in half the show in like some sort of life sustaining tube. They're going to want him to be active. And if you're going to make him active, you make him a part of Hollywood and you go ahead and you make that more comedic. Because I don't think you want to do stuff like that seriously. Maybe not
Right.
fourth wall breaking, but it lends the possibility of it being a comedic character.
So pretty much he's a actor that has powers.
Yeah, basically, in many cases, some would say he was like the first superstar superhero.
Hmm.
Now, mind you, yes, in the MCU, there's already like some people known for being superheroes. Like obviously, Tony Stark revealed his identity as Iron Man way back in the day.
Right.
Steve Rogers, Captain America, that all got out. And obviously, like I said, just with She-Hulk, you had Jennifer Walters and the She-Hulk persona out there in the limelight, even though she didn't want it.
Right.
Now, what do you do when you have a superhero that does want the limelight, that does want the smoke? That's the angle I could see going with it.
Gotcha.
So in
I
that
want
sense, I could see him being comedic. I could see this being a good turn for him. Usually you see him where he's a lot more dramatic and a lot more stone faced, but I mean, why not? Why not give him a comedic turn?
Okay, this will be interesting. Like I said, it's a route that you're not expecting, but we'll see how that go because I'm willing to give anybody a chance. That's the same thing what they gave Robert Downey Jr. a chance. They gave Chris Evans a chance, even though he messed up with Human Torch. Did he really?
Well,
Did he really? Did he really
again, that
mess
was
up with?
that wasn't MCU. That was something separate.
Yeah, but he made it good behind Captain America.
Fair, fair. Actually, can we get? Just want to say something to the guys in the back there.
Mhm.
Um, can we get the format where the screen sharing stays up as opposed to overlap? Because I've got quite a few more to show here. Um, Case in point, sticking with Marvel and the MCU, before this, there was the knowledge that we were going to get a replacement for William Hurt's Thunderbolt Ross in
Oh,
the
we
MCU,
did.
since he had unfortunately passed away.
Yes,
And it's been stated that that person is going to be none other than Indiana Jones himself,
Harrison
Harrison
Ford,
Ford.
ladies and
Harrison
gentlemen,
Ford is
Harrison
going to be the
Ford.
new Thunderbolt Ross,
There you
who is
go,
going to be
Harrison Ford,
making
ladies and
his
gentlemen.
big screen debut in the new Captain America movie, New World Order.
So he's going to be Thunderbolt Ross, or is he going to be the Red Hulk? Thunderbolt.
That is the question of the day, obviously. it becomes a question because we are not sure whether or not they're going to go ahead and do anything different with Thunderbolt Ross. I mean, obviously, yeah, okay, we have him showing off his, the coloring there, obviously alluding to it. And now that we've had She-Hulk, there is room for more Hulks.
Right.
The thing to me is, like, age-wise, there's really not much that, like, shows it, you know?
Yeah, but then they gotta morph him younger though.
Do they? Or are they just going to make him Red Hulk for, like, the majority, or they're going to have him, like, with the mustache for, like, a few minutes before he changes? That's my thing.
Cause I think, yeah,
And
cause
why am
remember,
I sharing it, but it's not showing up on screen?
yes.
Armando? There we go. Yeah. Keep it like this while I'm sharing. Keep it in this form.
Mm,
Um, so yeah. Just look, I mean, I get it. They're two older guys. But I don't know. There's just something about Harrison Ford where I think he's going to be like chewing up the scenery a bit. You know, he tends to be like a little heavy-handed with his stern directness. He seems to be a little campy in that sense. Whereas William Hurt, he just played it straight all the way through from Incredible Hulk on.
now I could see this. Like, remember, Harrison Ford could do comedy.
Right, but that becomes the question. Do you want Red Hulk to be a comedic character, or do you want him to be a legitimate threat?
Or do you want him to be both?
Hmm.
Because look at it, Red Hawk is really like, yeah, he's a threat, but he can be comedic.
He's a little more goofball than I'd say some people
Exactly.
would.
Like he's that, yeah, I'm gun blazing, but I have a softer side. Yeah.
Well, yeah, some would argue that Thunderbolt Ross doesn't really learn his humanity until he becomes a Hulk
Yeah.
and is stuck like that with his giant guns, even though he's a Hulk.
Yeah.
And it would be nice to actually see him versus Smart Hulk Banner that we have now, as opposed to the raging monster that we've seen before.
Oh
Because I
no.
feel like it'd be one sided at that point.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh
Well,
no,
come on,
no.
we were teased a Hulk fight at the end of She Hulk, which obviously we didn't get.
Right.
So, I mean, if this Thunderbolt Ross in New World Order ends up changing into Red Hulk, first he's got to deal with the new Captain America, and then for Thunderbolts, it'll be a whole other thing.
Because he wasn't mentioned on Thunderbolts, to be honest with you.
No, but then again, Thunderbolts, I think the casting was just okay, let's take all these B characters that we have, put them together. That card will be subject to change, I'm sure.
Right.
But yeah, you can't have the Thunderbolts without Thunderbolt
Red.
Ross.
Correct.
So it's going to happen. Now, that one aside, let's see, any other Marvel news? Oh, there is one other Marvel news.
Okay, what's the other Marvel news?
So obviously there's been talk about William Jackson Harper, who you may know from The Good Place or Love Life or Midsummer.
Mhm.
He's been recently casted in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which of course the trailers come out. So the filming has already been done, and just recently we learned that he is going to be in this movie, but his character is unknown.
Wait,
The
let me
big
get an image of him.
okay, yeah, you pull it up for yourself because the thing with him is that there is a very good possibility that he may be becoming someone very special in that movie. That person being, wait for it, because I don't know how to switch tabs on this. He could very well become the new Reed Richards.
Wait, what? What's his name?
What, the guy's name?
Yeah.
William Jackson Harper. Uh, so yeah, go back to this. previous form, Mondo? There we go. So now, obviously, we've gotten uh, John Krasinski, which a lot of people have said him and Emily Blunt should be Reed Richards and Sue Storm. And we've gotten him as Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness.
Mm-hmm.
But what if William Upper is going to be the new Reed Richards? Can you
Or
see it?
I
Yeah,
thought,
you're meaning this?
like, I'm going to be honest, because I thought he was going to replace T.I.'s role, to be honest with you.
Oh, you thought he was just going to be like replacing that character?
Yeah.
That little know nothing, doesn't really play into the whole Quantumania thing.
Correct. But as Reed Richards?
That's been the talk. Whether or not it's confirmed, we don't know, because as of right now, even on IMDb, his character is not stated.
Correct.
So he could easily play a villain, he could easily play a different hero, he could be anybody. But I don't think you necessarily get someone who's had such a wellspring of appreciation done to him. Because I have yet to see William do anything bad. You know? Like, he's a guy on the verge. So,
And I'm not knocking, I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at it and I'm like, he can pass for Reed Richards. Well, it makes sense because
because
Kang the
what?
Conqueror is a descendant from Reed Richards.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this. Yes. Yes. All right. Yeah,
So,
not a lot of people necessarily know that. But yeah, Kang in the comics is a descendant of the Richards family line.
right. So it I would not be surprised.
Oh, wow. I didn't even consider that. I was pretty much just thinking of the fact that he's played like relatively intelligent characters when you look at who he played in Midsummer, when you look at his character of Chidi on The Good Place. He's always kind of had like that skinny, nerdy, intelligent side of vibe to him. So to put him in like possibly the smartest human outside of Tony Stark, yeah, I can see it. But oh, I you just now that almost confirms it for me. And mind you, I'm
It's
maybe a little
not
jumpy when it
confirmed
comes to stuff like
until
that,
we
but
see it on screen.
yeah, no, that could work. That could really work. Oh, I like that.
Because remember, Kang the Conqueror has different variants of him.
Yes.
So in Kang Dynasty, we may see different variants of Kang. He may not just be black, ladies and gentlemen. He could be a white guy, an Asian guy, a Spanish guy.
True. All we've seen is two versions. The one that made it off of the Kane War,
Yeah,
the He Who Remains, and now obviously the one we're going to get, who's in the quantum realm.
correct.
So,
It
ooh,
makes
ooh.
it makes sense. I'm
You,
just
you
saying.
got my spider sense tingling. No, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, mind you, I wouldn't be angry if they did bring Krasinski back from his
Yeah,
role in Doctor Strange. I'm not saying that.
a lot of us wouldn't. Like, it's not a. To me, if they bring back him, that would have been still awesome.
Right. But my thinking is, if you're going to bring back Fantastic Four for a third time, for years after the original characters were portrayed in movies,
Mhm.
and you're making this like the tail end of phase 4 or possibly the beginning of phase 5, and you're going to bring in Marvel's first family finally along with the X-Men, and you're probably going to utilize these characters for many years to come. You're going to want a younger actor, I think. I know that may sound like bias or bigotry, but in the grand scheme of the MCU, it makes sense.
Right.
And nothing against John, but I mean, if this was like John Krasinski back when he was doing like, The Office still, okay, maybe. But John has shown himself to be like someone who's definitely got his own things going on. He's got a lot to work with Jack Ryan still. And yeah, uh, why not do a lot of switching up? Now,
Uh,
that being said, another person in the comics realm that we have going off and doing other things. Let's see there. Why can't I ever just switch tabs? Seriously. All right, let's stop this one and let's pull up this one. Now, just out of curiosity, Day, how familiar are you with Alex Cross?
I'm a little bit familiar with that.
Okay, you know the movies that they made with him.
Correct.
Kiss the
With
Girls,
Tyler
A Long Time
Perry,
Spider. I think Morgan
yeah,
Freeman played him.
and Tyler Perry played a younger version of him.
Correct. Well, now we have, coming off of the success of Black Adam, Aldous Hodge is
Mhm.
going to be the new Alex Cross.
Oh, I'm down for that.
Okay, okay. I'm I'm a little mixed because here's the thing. Alex Cross, while he may be a great character in books and everything,
Mhm.
hasn't really translated well to the screen. I mean, yeah, you have someone like Morgan Freeman when the clout he had at the time when he played those characters,
Mhm.
it worked. But it was never the point where Alex Cross became like a synonymous name with a franchise. It's not like a Jason Bourne sort of thing.
Right.
So even when you go ahead and you do a movie called Alex Cross and you had Tyler Perry take over the role, it didn't really hit. Now, this
Right.
is going to be for a television series, not so much a movie. So
Hmm.
maybe the series will have a better chance of going ahead and, stretching out the character, bringing more to the surface.
Right.
And Hodge does have his history with television. I mean, look at Leverage. He was great on that show. But
So good.
my thing with this is that you just finally got Aldous Hodge in a big mainstream movie. Possibly his character will return for other films in DC, depending on what they decide to do with the franchises going forward.
Right. Even though we already got our new person that's running DC now, which is
James
James
Gunn.
Gunn,
Mhm.
which wasn't expected, but congratulations, James Gunn.
Right.
And I'm gonna sneak this up on stage onto the screen. James
Okay. Okay.
Gunn.
Okay. But I thought you were retiring that thing.
Well, after this, I'm retiring.
All right. All right. But the thing is, I don't want to see somebody who's just now really breaking into cinema
Hmm.
to be placed back on television. You know, it may be an old school way of thinking for me, but for a lot of people, you started on television and you worked your way up into film. That's the old school thinking. Now, mind you, there have been some stars that have been able to do it in reverse and make successes. There have been people that have been able to go back and forth. But I want to see Aldous Hodge in more movies. I don't want see him just going back and being relegated to television again. Because
Mm,
then I feel like you're diminishing the star that's growing.
right.
Now, you can
I,
have a different opinion. That's fine.
I, well, I sing success and I see things flopped. And 9 times out of 10, it may not be the actor's fault. It could be the project itself or the direction of it or the writing. But like I said, all of this is just a gamble. Like they gambling with the actor to see if they can pull it off and bring a draw to the audience. So if he made a huge success with Black Adam by his performance by playing Hawkman, him going backwards may help depending on what network it is. That's the thing. what network is going to be that's going to basically take this show, Alex Cross. Do you know what network?
I think it might be Amazon.
Oh,
Because I think if I'm don't correct
Ryan,
me if I'm wrong. It may be Amazon or
Ryan.
it may be Peacock. I forget which one.
If
But I think Amazon because they've shown success with like the Jack Ryan series and the Jack Reacher series that I could see them also doing Alex Cross too and just trying to
Ryan,
get like all
Ryan,
these
Ryan,
guys solving mysteries and
Ryan,
shooting guns like motif that they seem to
Ryan,
have.
Ryan, Ryan.
What?
It's Amazon
Okay, and
and it's Peacock. That
uh-huh.
sounded wrong, but still, it's Amazon and Peacock.
Yeah, and look, I'm
Dude,
not necessarily going to say like any one streaming network
Ryan,
has like superiority in
Ryan,
all their work.
Ryan. No, it's Amazon and Peacock.
Okay, first of all, don't talk like Peacock is a big deal. All right, it's not.
No, 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 Ryan. It's Amazon
Okay,
and
fine, fine,
Peacock.
fine. I'll stop with saying Peacock like that. All right, just stop. All right, all right. Maybe because it's Amazon, I'll give it like a vote of confidence. If it is, I'd probably have to check that. Um, Now there is a casting that has gotten some people heated lately,
Okay.
and I don't know if you're much of the fandom that this would work for or not, but we do have. Oh, please, nobody hurt me for this.
Hurt you for what?
Amando, go ahead.
Hurt you for what?
There are so many people mad about this. Now, sticking with the DC universe, even though we've already talked about Aldous Hodge, we also do have to talk about the quote unquote elephant in the room of Black Adam, Henry Cavill, who is going to be returning as Superman in future DC movies,
Oh
especially A
god.
Man of Steel 2.
Oh my god.
However,
Oh my god.
because of that revelation that we have gotten in the past couple of weeks, that does mean that now Henry Cavill is going to be a little preoccupied doing Superman stuff. So he is going to have to step down from his role as Geralt in the Witcher TV series on Netflix. So as of season 4, he is going to be replaced by Liam Hemsworth.
Liam Hemsworth.
I judge by your laughter that you are not a fan of this.
Oh god.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
Oh god. Liam Hemsworth as the Witcher. Oh god.
Okay. So while Dave's opinion is very clear, I am going to have to say possibly a no to this one. This is a nay. And it's nothing against Liam Hemsworth. It is.
It
All right.
is.
It
It
really is
is,
not.
Ryan.
Now,
It is. It is. He has to really do something spectacular and show that he's truly the Witcher.
which is going to be hard, yes.
Oh god.
Now, there's two things about this. Two things. For
Oh
one,
god.
we don't know what the plot for season 4 is going to be necessarily, since they obviously haven't started shooting. So there is a very good possibility that Liam could be playing a younger version of Gerald, and it could be like a prequel season. Something that happens before the events that we have seen in seasons 1 through 3. If that's the case, then I would almost give it like some definite credence because
Some,
you can't
some
necessarily
hope.
have a play younger without using de-aging technology And that stuff doesn't always necessarily work, and it costs money.
Oh god. Oh god. I'm sorry. That was too funny. Oh my god.
Now, as far as him replacing him wholeheartedly and continuing the story,
I'm tearing up.
I don't think it's a good idea, only because you have Henry Cavill invested in this series already for 3 years as its title character.
And he
And,
stated wait, let me finish. Let me finish this one. And he stated in his contract that he wanted them to stay by the book, not by the video game or off the realms of the book.
true.
From what I found out, that's what they was leaning towards, and he left because of that. Also, they offer him at Warner Bros. A better deal to play Superman.
Well, to be fair, anybody from Warner Brothers would probably be able to offer him a better deal than whatever he's doing for Netflix. I mean, he pretty much took this on almost as if like saying, "Oh, well, I don't know if I'm going to be Superman again. So let me get this in."
Oh
Which I'd
god.
say for 3 years it's been going well.
I know, but I can't keep looking at Liam Hemsworth.
No, because
Because
I just don't necessarily like the idea of someone going ahead and investing in that when it's something that's on Netflix, all right? Netflix does not necessarily have a designated seasonal timetable like, say, terrestrial television does.
right. What they could have done was just finish the series and that was it.
Right.
They had to basically recast. I can't
They
stop
could
looking at
just
it.
let him do the Superman stuff and wait for him to come back. All
Yes.
right? It may be like a year or 2 or something like that. It may be a little bit longer than some other. Look,
I can't
how
stop
many years did
looking.
we have to wait for, like, the next season of Stranger Things to come out because of the pandemic? All right?
3
We can
years.
wait if we love something long enough.
Right. But I can't
So
stop
it's
looking.
silly for them to go ahead and make this knee-jerk reaction.
I can't stop looking. Oh my god, this is so hard.
Okay, 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 okay. We'll
I
change it to
can't
something else, so this way
yeah,
you
'cause it's like
get your mind off of it.
imagining him with that long gray.
Alright, alright. Alright, here's one that will probably go ahead and, be a little bit more interesting for you,
Okay.
because this
I'm
is
sorry.
a reboot of what I consider a sci-fi classic.
Okay.
So, reports are saying
Hmm.
that there is going to be a brand new Barbarella movie with Euphoria's Sydney Sweeney as the title character.
Interesting.
Now, I don't know if you've watched like Euphoria or anything that like, Sydney Sweeney has done. I mean, she's uh how can I put this? She has some history.
Alright. Explain. Is it wait, before you explain, is it clean history or is it dirty history?
Say that again?
Is it clean history or dirty history?
Um no, it's clean history.
Okay.
But the history I'm talking about is pretty much mostly with Euphoria. Simply due to the fact that she, I believe, has become very vocal in regards to the sex and the nudity that was used in the show.
Mhm.
And here we are talking about her portraying Jane Fonda's possibly most iconic character, which has its own history of, let's say, you know, sex and fun like that. I
Sex?
almost wonder if this is like typecasting just because of what they've seen of hers on that show. Because Barbarella, while she may be like, a do gooder in outer space, she gets laid a lot in her movie. And while I can see that being spun as like a sex positivity sort of thing, again, I don't want this to necessarily be like a William Harper thing where it's like, oh, he's played nerdy before, let's keep him playing nerdy again. This is like, okay, she's played sex before, let's make her do sexy stuff again. I like casting where it kind of goes above and beyond and how does the actor do something different. This almost seems like, okay, she was a little slutty on a show, let's keep it like that. So there's a part of me that wants to say yay. There's a part of me that wants to say nay. What's your thoughts?
No comment.
Really? No comment? Nothing?
Silence. No comment.
Why?
No answer. Just no comment.
Day?
Yes.
Why are you stone faced right now?
I have no idea.
Are you getting engrossed in looking at the picture of Jane Fonda as Barbarella?
No.
Are you sure?
Oh, sure.
Are you engrossed of the picture of Sydney Sweeney?
No.
Then what are you so focused on right now?
The images in my mind.
Oh, for love of God. Ah. I was trying to give you something that was going to like change your palate a bit, but I didn't know it was going to change that dramatically. Okay. All right. So we only got a few minutes left here. There is one more casting that I really wanted to go ahead and just touch on real quick because I think this is just like prime casting. This is about as perfect as you can possibly get with this sort of stuff. And you know that they are making a movie version of Wicked. That's something that's been talked about for a long, long time. Musical version of Wizard of Oz. I think they have casted the perfect person to play the wizard.
Yes!
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 Absolutely!
Yes! Wait.
Reports have stated that Jeff Goldblum is going to play the wizard in the movie version of Wicked.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I have to agree. This is like one thing that I don't think we could definitely disagree about. It is just so spot on.
Spot on. Yes.
Yes.
Wait, can I do it one more time?
Go ahead.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Okay, Lil Jon, you're done.
I'm done.
Now,
I'm not Lil Jon.
But yeah, if you're going to have someone who's going to play like a con man, a huckster, someone a little conniving, someone of our world walking around in Oz. We've seen versions of the wizard before, whether it's Franco and Oz the Great and Powerful, or even just the original version that we saw in the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Seeing Jeff Goldblum being a little schemy, a little conniving, and possibly a little musical. Yes.
It's perfect.
The
like
the lyricism, the music of it.
No.
It speaks to me.
Right. It's like the perfect element of making the perfect cocktail.
Yes. Well, one bit Jeff Goldblum, 2 dashes music, and it becomes delightful.
Yes, and it's like
God help us doing. I swear, Jeff Goldblum impersonations have become the new Christopher Walken. But yeah, no, I love this. Like, I wasn't necessarily sold on the movie before. I mean, obviously, it's a musical being turned into a movie, so it's hit or miss. But I love this.
Yes.
You agree?
Yes.
Yes. So, if anything, we definitely agree. Can't wait for that. But that does lead us to the end of tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank you for joining us. Do let us know in the comments what you thought of the castings, and if you've heard of any other castings that you maybe have a strong feeling about. I'm sure there are plenty out there. I didn't even get to touch on Pete Davidson being in the new Transformers movie, and you know my feelings on him in general. So, for
Wait,
Davion and
what?
myself, my name is Ronald Regan, and we will see you next time. They don't give me that face.
Pete Davis.
No, don't start. No, that's